I think about, I remember hearing a story years ago when Braniff Airlines was getting started, that they hired an artist to make, to do, create the whole environment, like
Mm.
surround the whole thing in art, basically. Like chose
Oh,
the
nice.
colors for the planes and the interiors and the uniforms and the artwork
Mm.
around the thing. And I think that that could really like uniquely elevate something,
Mm.
but it's a fine line of going into like commercial art in that kind of a way.
Yeah.
Do you afraid or feel like someone who goes over to that side is like betraying the other side, the artistic side, or
Oh
uh,
no, definitely not. I'm open
no?
to stuff like that. I think I've learned that it's okay to do both. It's the weird thing is, well, it's not weird, but I'm doing a day job which is okay. I can do it and it's
Mhm.
fine. And then some people might say, "Oh, I'm not going to create a piece for someone commercially." But the way I look at it now, wouldn't it be better if I'm still creating something and getting paid for it rather than doing a day job, which is
Right,
kind of okay. Do you know what I
right.
mean? It's like surely that's 100 times better than
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm definitely open to any kind of avenues because I can still create the art I want as well, and
Hmm.
then that kind of takes the pressure off. But yeah, I feel like a few people have advised me to stick to my own style because I'm sure a lot of artists experience this. You look at all these amazing paintings and they're like modern day Renaissance paintings, hyper
Hmm.
realistic and amazing lighting and stuff like that, which is cool. And they're amazing painters, but I have no inkling to want to do that or have any enjoyment in
Realism.
learning that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It,
I have a designer that works with me who is an amazing pencil artist. Like, but he's photo realistic. Like he
yeah.
take a picture of something, he can completely recreate it with pencil. But there's the way I look at it, it's like that is a different creative process than what you're doing is representative. It's
Yeah.
not a duplication of something.
Yeah. That's right.
You're creatively, you're the genesis of the idea. I wonder, you think about when I was in London, there's a restaurant called Sketch. I don't know if you know about
Yeah.
this.
We went there. We went there after
Oh,
the,
you went with us?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you were
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
that was such a thing when you were there, when we were there together, was it the one where every one of a kind, where every piece in the restaurant was an original, or was it another theme?
I can't remember who the artist was then.
But for everybody
Yeah.
listening, this is where there's a restaurant in London, and they changed the, is it every year or 8 months or something?
Um,
Switch it up.
yeah, I can't remember. They change it semi
Different
regularly. Yeah.
concept. So
Yeah.
I've been there a few times. One of the times that I was there was original, and every piece in every cup, every glass, every fork, spoon, chair, table, everything was one of one. There was
Yeah.
only one of it in the things. So yeah, it was a really interesting thing. So I remember like doing things for, you know, exposure like that in a way. Like imagine if you took a regular restaurant, for instance,
Mm.
that and you put a SLART filter over the environment, over the thing, over the whole uh place, from
Yeah.
the menus, from the surroundings, from the almost like, being the artistic vision of the place, what kind of an impact that could have on a restaurant as a
Mm.
differentiator, you know?
Yeah.
Sally Hogshead, good friend, she wrote a book called How to Fascinate, but she's working on a new book called Different is Better Than Better. And, and this is kind of what's neat about artwork is that no matter what, it's original. It's like there's only one Steve Light. There's only
Yeah.
one SLART, look to things that you can pick that out.
Yeah. Oh God, I love that idea actually. You are a genius. I wouldn't have made that link doing potentially doing that locally or something.
Yeah, like this
Um
is where you're kind of I've been playing around I've been looking at and identified what I call the VCR formula. And
yeah.
it's, what has allowed Kylie Jenner and Mr. Beast and all these people to become billionaires.
Mm.
And the formula is vision plus capabilities multiplied by reach. And so if we look at it that, what any art needs is reach. You need to be seen. And the more people see, the more people resonate.
Yeah.
And I think that when you look at the idea of creating a global, like art is international and global. It doesn't, you know what I mean? It's like international language. There's no interpretation
Yeah.
needed for art, which is a fantastic thing. But the reach, there's no way to reach 8 billion people with your art in a way that you can narrow the focus of, if I'm applying the 8 profit activators
Yeah.
to a model of how to, as an artist like that, part of what I would be thinking, is initially it's about select a single target audience, right? And sometimes, as in art, sometimes the artificial constraint is the beginning of creativity, right?
Yeah.
So if you think to see, like, are you back in Swindon now, you said? Or are you
Yeah.
still?
Yeah.
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 You're back in Swindon and that whole region kind of thing, Bristol, Swindon, you start to think you don't need to be the biggest artist in the world. And if you are going to be the biggest artist in the world, the most renowned, with the widest reach, you've got to be the biggest artist in Swindon.
Yeah.
Just by default, right? And it's much easier to have an impact in Swindon than it is to have it in all of the UK, for instance,
Yeah.
because you're constrained by reach is often, if you don't have it, it's often constrained by the financial ability to buy it. You can buy reach,
Yeah.
you can buy exposure, but better thing is to find people who have reach assets that they don't know. And it could be like a restaurant, like
Yeah.
a local restaurant. There's a
Uh,
guy, one of my new favorites. Are you familiar with Max Colo?
no, I've never heard of him.
Okay, so he's a designer, and what he's doing is he's creating these things where he'll redesign signs or things on the street, and without anybody asking him, kind of thing. And he puts them up on his site. So it's kind of, I'll show you one of them because it's pretty funny. So yeah, the guy's name is Max Colo. And let me share the screen and you can see what I'm talking about. It's just like anonymously he's going and doing this. Share. So there we go.
City without anyone asking me to. On the community bulletin board here, I discovered Man with Van. Just a neighborhood man trying to turn his van into a side hustle. He's offering up his help with van-related tasks in the neighborhood. I respect it. However, his design feels a bit too it's kind of cold and mysterious. After all, he is a man in a van, so to help him come across as a bit more friendly and trustworthy, we're going to use playful illustration and some design that feels a bit more professional. I took inspiration from vintage label designs and made simple, bold choices that transform Man with Van into a brand that's established. Look at how much more inviting this man and his van are. I don't know who Man with Van is, but now he's got a whole brand identity.
That's so clever.
It's great, right? Like this
Yeah.
is like this is my day 2 of redesigning signs with nobody asking me to do
Yeah.
it. And
And the
I thought,
whole, yeah, sorry, carry on.
no, but I think
Uh,
that that level of like just doing it and getting it out there, not waiting for permission,
yeah.
it's kind of an interesting thing that you wonder, you think about what's the population of Swindon, by the way?
Quite big. It's about 220,000. So
That's a big
it's,
place.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, you start to look at that as who's got reach there, where
yeah.
are all of the people, that's kind of and looking for opportunities to, exchange those things, like putting, if you look at what your art is, how many people are there like you in Swindon, would you say? Is there an art scene in Swindon? Is
Yeah,
there
there is one. God, it's hard to say. I would say a couple of hundred. There's probably more, but from who I know, like in the kind of people I meet and
Well, even
everything at
at your
art
studio,
events.
there's
Yeah, there's about 25 at the studio,
right.
and then yeah, there's a good community. Yeah,
Mm.
and a lot of artists make use of exhibiting in pubs and stuff like that. So it's unfortunately it's not an art gallery there now. It closed down, and they're reopening inside the council offices, which is
Mm.
I find bizarre. So they've got like £1 million Lowry picture. Lowry's another one who inspires me because it's kind of like sort of like stick figures. He documented like northern working class scenes and stuff up in I can't remember where it is near Manchester.